Lost on Lost Season 2, baby!
Hell yeah!
We've watched Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Lost, and we've learned a lot.
Did we?
And we've learned to love Jack, Kate, Sawyer, Boone, and Claire.
Did we?
But now it's time for Seasons 4, 5, and 6.
That's right, we're still going to talk about the mysteries and mythologies of the island.
And obviously hot tropical hookups.
But now we're going to talk about things like the freighter,
The Others,
Charles Widmore,
The Lighthouse,
time travel,
9/11,
Ronald Reagan,
the Catholic Church,
Titus,
Gold Chains,
the military-industrial complex,
the Prison Industrial Complex,
the Void,
the Orb,
and so much more.
So strap on and strap down, because if you thought last season was confusing,
This is going to be so much worse. Or better if you like being lost on Lost. Strap on?
you heard me. Ooh, welcome everybody to Lost on Lost. My name is Adam Busher, and I'm joined as always by JP Russell. JP.
Yeah.
We should have some banter.
Oh, sure. Yeah, what do you got?
I don't have anything. I just thought we should have some.
We should.
We have a guest. Welcome back to the show. So happy to have him back.
Yes.
Micah Pollard is in the house.
Yeah.
What up?
In his house. He's here and he's back. And fucking A, man. It's been a while.
Love to see your face, Micah. Always. You're one of those people that as you gotten older, you've you continue to take care of yourself, and you somehow look younger than when I first met you. And Adam and I have aged 20 years in the last 10 years, so.
Nah, I'm gonna hit that shit like a brick wall. I promise you.
So it's been a while since last time you were on the show. So what have you been doing since Born to Run? What have you been watching? What have you been reading? What have you been doing?
Oh, that's a big question. I mean, per the pod, I watched Severance. That was a really good show.
Nice.
It was really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Just recently saw Mickey 17. That was pretty good. Didn't realize that was a Bong Joon-ho film.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Trying to see that one in theaters. I don't know if I'm going to make that happen. I mean, is that worth a watch?
I have to watch it a second time to see.
Oh,
Let
okay.
it marinate. It was good. Like, I enjoyed myself, but I think I have to watch it again now. Kind of get a final consensus on it.
It's good enough that you would consider watching it a second time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Everybody said it's like his most Hollywood movie yet. So I don't know if
That's
that's a
fair.
good thing or a bad thing.
Cool. All right. Severance. Yeah. Mickey 17. Yeah. Nice.
Love
nice,
it.
nice,
Love
nice.
it. Love it.
I mean, like, just a lot of, like, old stuff. You know, the world's on fire, so you go back to those things that you're used to.
Yeah. The comfort watches.
Yeah.
I've been recently rewatching Twin Peaks, and it's like slipping on an old leather jacket. Just, I don't know what really that means.
Well, usually I cinch up the neck brace really tight, and then, you know, I go to town. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Micah, really quick, before we get to hot and heavy into Lost, remind everybody what your background with Lost is.
It's changed a little bit since the last time I was on the podcast.
Oh.
I did watch up to, I think, the end of the third season.
Okay.
Kind of like see where you guys were with the first season.
Sure.
And then I was like, oh, I'm going to listen with the pod and I'll watch the episodes with them. And then I didn't do that. So I was quite confused watching this episode.
Very fair. What'd you think of the first 3 seasons, though, watching those in chronological order?
It was okay. It was kind of one of those shows where there were some things that you kind of want to pay attention to, and then a lot of it just kind of fades into the background. I'm a millennial, so I was on my phone for a lot of it, playing, you know,
Sure.
games or whatever. But yeah, it's like usually like there'd be some cool thing or like some story beat that was like, oh snap, that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
And then like they'd start talking, and then they do the love triangle shit, and I'd be like, all right.
Well, time to tune out a little bit. Yep, for sure. That's why Micah and I always had so many problems acting together on stage, was I was also on Micah's phone playing games. Well, very good.
Excellent.
You guys want to talk about Lost?
Absolutely.
Let's
do this.
do it. Well, today, oh boy,
Yeah, it's here.
we're gonna talk about something that has been anticipated for a while, mostly by me. We're going to get into that right after a recap here. But today we are talking about Jughead. Jughead. Jughead is the 3rd episode of the 5th season of Lost and the 89th episode overall. Our centric characters, everybody's favorite Scotsman Desmond Heem. It was written by Elizabeth Sarnoff and Paul Zabewski, the Busk, and it was directed by Rod Holcomb. Jughead takes place sort of all over the place. Lostpedia doesn't have it listed for any specific date. It has some dates in late 1954, November 1st, 2004, late 2005, and 2007.
Yep.
Yeah. Adam.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a recap?
Uh-huh.
Please, God, do it.
Army of one? More like Army of Fun?
Damn it.
On the island, just after the Korean War, Dr. Daniel Faraday finally pops the question. He asks his lovely fellow sailor, Dr. Charlotte Lewis, if she's okay for the millionth time.
Yeah.
Also, Operation Castle is in full swing, and the U.S. Army somehow got a bomb on the island. It's just a little one, though.
It's a little coy.
And sometime after the Oceanic 6 got home, Desmond Hume somehow finds a doctor drunker than Jack Shepherd. After having a son and some dream memories, he heads off to satisfy the timeline's needs and tell Faraday's mom that people live on the island, just not the right ones. Something tells me she and her pendulum already know. If you thought the J and JP stood for John, you're wrong. The J is for Jughead here on Lost on Lost.
Actually, in basic training, the drill sergeants give you all nicknames, and my nickname was Big Head.
Big Head?
Which is kind of close to Jughead, but then they found a guy with a bigger head than me, and so we were the brothers Big Head.
So you were Little Big Head and he was Big Head?
Yeah, exactly. Before we get too far into this, I have something to admit.
Sure.
So I was at work and I was complaining about Lost as I spend most of my days doing, 35 out of my 40-hour work week. And I was talking about, tonight we got to record this episode about this episode called Jughead, which is the worst name ever. And my boss looked at me and goes, "Oh, Jughead, like from Archie?" And I said, "Huh?" And then my coworker went, "Yeah, that's a character from Archie." And I said, "Huh?" And then everyone in my life proceeded to tell me that Jughead is from Archie. Apparently, I'm the only asshole on planet Earth who's not a fucking Archie head and didn't know that Jughead was Archie's best friend's name.
Yeah.
Were you guys aware of this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you both. What? How do you know that? How do you know that?
Well, I have a question for you.
What?
In like the grocery store, if you ever look to the left, there's usually like some magazines and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and I'm always looking at the National Enquirer trying to find out what the fuck happened to Bat Boy.
Fair enough. But there's also, they usually have some kind of Archie comic, and on occasion, the Jughead Double Digest.
Yep.
I've never seen that before in my life.
That tended to be my treat from the grocery store. I didn't want a snack or anything like that when I would go grocery shopping with my mom. Instead of getting a candy bar or a bag of chips or something, Archie Double Digest. So I read Archie Digest as a kid. That's how I knew about Jughead.
The thing I don't understand is, like, I have a whole list of Archie facts. If you fuckers are such big fans, we're going to find out how much you know about Archie during this episode. Here's the deal, though. One of the facts, like number 6 out of 10, was like, does Archie comics do good? And it's like, no, traditionally they do not sell well. Like,
that's fair.
Why are we still talking about Archie and this dipshit Jughead if no one likes the comics?
In fairness, Riverdale.
Oh, Adam's holding up. What is that?
That's the complete series on DVD. Look at how big it is. Look at how
That's
big it is.
That's a beefy boy. That is a beefy boy.
I hate this so much. Why is he called Jughead?
It's his name.
He's kind of a dummy.
Yeah,
so they're insulting him to his face.
Yeah, and he
like
rolls
American
with it.
kids do. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, my name's Jughead. I'm a Jughead.
Yeah, I like burgers. It's awesome.
He eats a shitload of burgers.
Yeah, he's like the proto, like Shaggy almost.
This is y'all's pitch. This is your guys' pitch.
I mean, Archie just straight up like bounces between these two chicks, like Betty and Veronica. He essentially has 2 girlfriends.
Yeah, he keeps on he's a bad dude. Like that's another podcast right there. Is the tyrannical rule of Archie in the Archie universe. Yeah.
I'm so fucking mad right now.
Also, fun fact, Archie has gone against the Punisher, He's gone against the Predator.
Sick.
He's gone against Sharknado.
Oh, man.
Batman. Yeah,
I
there's
have
like a whole...
Archie versus the Predator. I was gifted it by someone. I ain't fucking reading that thing.
You're lost, dog.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll read it tonight.
Archie probably beats the shit out of the Predator and then smooches 2 different girls.
Or the Predator. Or just cross. Come on.
I'm ending the fucking call. We're done here.
We might as well, right?
God damn it.
So Jughead. Jughead is an episode that we've talked about. I've used it as kind of a catch-all for anything important that has to happen, that hasn't happened yet, and that we're unaware of. Probably happened to Jughead. It turns out most of those times that I said that probably happened to Jughead, I was wrong.
I was just gonna say, when did all the important stuff happen? Okay, I know we haven't even gotten to the episode yet. You know how last episode with Luke Scorchio, we were talking about how like, oh, this episode is just about an appendectomy. Like, this episode is just about Barry and Nuke.
I mean, no, it's like people dicking around in a jungle. That's what it's about. It's people dicking around in a jungle.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into it.
This episode has a hydrogen bomb in it and is somehow more boring than the appendectomy episode.
Yeah, actually, we apologize to Luke. Maybe we shouldn't have.
Yeah, fucking suck it, Luke. You could be talking about the wandering around the jungle episode. Yeah, let's just burn through this so we can talk about Archie some more.
Oh, relax. That's Jughead's fucking catchphrase.
Wait, okay. Before we move any further, I'm sorry, but Adam.
Yeah.
Betty or Veronica?
Oh, Veronica.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Brunettes, baby. That's where it's at. I know she's kind of a stuck-up rich bitch, but like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Betty's a blonde, and that's strike one. Sorry, girl.
All right, fair enough.
What about you? What about
what you like?
What about you?
Oh, Betty.
Betty, yeah. Just more down-to-earth kind of thing. Seems like easier to get along with.
I think, like, Veronica might cheat on me, probably, at some point.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so an unknown time in the future, Desmond is running around the Philippines looking for somebody. He's screaming the name Efren Salonga. Efren Salonga! Efren Salonga!
I was going to say, I've ended up in some backroom illegal casinos just yelling the name Noah Totsky, and I get the same reaction from those people, typically.
Yeah. He bursts into a tent where some Filipino dudes are drinking and gambling.
It looks like a fucking... That's where I want to be, baby.
Yeah.
Just waiting for him to pull out the revolver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking deer hunter, yeah. But, like, you know, what else should they be doing? It's only, like, 11:30 in the morning.
I mean, no notes.
Maybe it's a Saturday. But yeah, he busts in. He's like, Efren Salonga. And he's like, a dude's like, what are you looking for Efren Salonga for? He's like, I need a doctor. There's blood everywhere. And the doctor's like, all right, let me get my shit, I guess. And he like grabs a rotor and they run off down the dock. They're drenched. Yeah, and Desmond's freaking out. He's like, there's blood everywhere. It's freaking. And they get into Desmond's sailboat and we see Penny, and Penny is in labor.
Doc pulls out the biggest set of salad tongs I've ever seen. Just like, don't worry, I'm going in.
Was your kid head round at first? Because it's not anymore.
It used to be square.
Yeah.
Was it? They really talk it up like it's like this like hard like pregnancy, and then like it's done in like 5 minutes with seemingly no complications, and one of the cleanest babies I've ever seen.
Yeah. I was gonna say, save for like the blood all over her thighs and stuff like that, seems to go real simple. Just like, there it is. Here's your baby, Charlie. It's you know. And they're like, awesome. Or he's like, it's a boy. The doctor doesn't know the baby's name. It'd be funny if you pulled it up and be like, it's Charlie. He's like, wait, what?
No, I was going to say, it's Jughead.
Or if he came out with a little mini guitar. Too.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mazel Tov. Later, like 2 years later, Desmond's like... on the sailboat, it's nighttime, and he's like, look at that. Out there's a magical special island. And everybody at home is like, the island? And he's like, it's Great Britain. It's right. And the most beautiful part of it is Scotland. And that's where your mother, I got to tell you, she fell in love with me. She fell in love with me, and I did everything right. And she's right here on the boat with me, and that's why I have a family, because I never once fucked up, ever. And she's like, oh, how dare you lie to our son.
That was kind of fun, though. He was talking about England. I was like, oh, he's talking about the island.
Yeah.
No, that other place.
Fun little twist, yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. That's
also, I wrote down some names for their baby other than Charlie. If you could just entertain me.
Yeah, go for it.
Desmond Squared.
Nice. Like that.
Double D.
Yep. Good.
Mini D.
Oh.
Or D squared.
Hell yeah. Love it. All great names. The interesting thing that they're by Great Britain. Penny comes up and she's like, I can't believe we're doing this. If my dad even catches a fucking sniff of you, who knows what he'll do. We should not
can smell a drunk Scotsman from a mile away.
We should not be here. And Desmond's like, I have to do this because I had a memory of Daniel Faraday's visiting me on the island and telling me to go to Oxford. So that's why we have to do this. We have to do it because this happened or whatever.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Yeah. Cut to the island. Miles and Dan and Charlotte and a couple of other folks.
Some people that don't currently have claymore holes in their chests.
This is post Flaming Arrow attack.
Yeah.
They are heading to the creek to meet up with Sawyer. They all got separated after the Flaming Arrow attack, and so they're making their way to the creek. And they're chatting a little bit. Daniel reassures Charlotte. He's like, you know, you're feeling weird, but you'll feel, you know, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna figure this all out. Blah 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 blah. And Miles is just kind of nearby, and like they arrive at the creek and they're like, well, where the fuck is everybody? And
he also is like, he's doing the thing again where he's like, oh, I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, and he like grabs the side of her head and he like brushes her hair, and then later he's like, I love you. She's like, you didn't have to say that. I know you don't mean it. It's like, this guy is obsessed with you.
Yeah. In just the previous episode that we talked about here on Lost on Lost, there was a conversation in which Sun and Jin were like, do you think Charlotte knows that Daniel likes her? And Sun was like, a woman always knows. And it's like, well, does she know? Because she seems like she doesn't know later. But yeah, like they're at the creek. Sawyer's group isn't here yet, and so they're like, well, where are they? Oh, they're probably just not here yet. And they're like, or they're dead, or like somebody starts freaking out. Yeah. Oh, it's Miles. Miles is like, and Daniel pulls this attitude. This is the attitude that isn't helpful. He does the same thing to Charlotte. This attitude, this is why people don't like us. Daniel's very attitude focused.
And it's like, no, I'm just being realistic.
Yeah,
We've literally seen tons and tons of people die here. So let's, keep it perspective.
Right. Yeah. And we just ran from a place where they were shooting flaming arrows at us. And we saw a bunch of people die just like yesterday, just like earlier.
Yeah. Frogurt apparently went up in flames.
Yeah. It was great.
Speaking of going up in flames,
Miles sees the tripwire.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Like, he sees it and he's just like, follows it, looks at the claymore, and that is a claymore.
I bet you what he was thinking to himself, he was like, that looks like a tripwire to that claymore, but that's not possible because the claymore hasn't been invented yet.
Oh.
It's a little continuity error. Claymores weren't widely available in 54, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know they had them in Vietnam, but
which would have been the 60s, 70s, so...
They must have spent all of the budget on blowing these two jackasses up. It looks really cool. It's a big explosion. Rather than just punching a hole through them and disintegrating them, they do the stunt wire where they pull them. They pull them like into the creek, which looks really cool. But that's why the rest of the episode is pop-up tents and walking around in the jungle. They're like, oh, we had to hire a stunt crew, the explosive guy Rick. You know how Rick is. Plus, you got to book him like 6 weeks in advance. Two bozos blow up in actually pretty cool fashion.
Yeah.
No, they did like multi-angle, didn't they?
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was Charlotte. I was looking at my phone. I was looking at Micah's phone playing a game.
Yeah, between the stunt and the rig that they put Jughead on later, that explains why the rest of the episode's lit with a fucking flashlight.
Yeah.
They set out the claymores, a couple of background survivors die, and so now it's down to just Miles, Dan, and Charlotte, and then a little blondie comes out of the woods and pulls a gun on him, and is like, stop right there, I got you. And then she's like, hey, I know you, or whatever.
Yeah. Blondie showed up. I didn't realize who she was at first.
Oh, sure.
And I just saw a pretty blonde with a gun, and I was like, I can fix her.
I think this is the third different actress to play Eloise.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
They did the cool, like, POV of the gun shot as it's pointing at our nerd physicist friend Faraday.
Yep.
Pulling out all the stops.
What'd you think of that?
Whenever I see a shot like that, it just reminds me of, like, Red versus Blue.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
Sure.
like that's the first thing I think of. 'Cause it's such an interesting because just to see the barrel of the gun at the bottom of the frame there and like I don't know, just something we've never seen before on Lost.
Yeah.
Do you think, because I just listened to you guys' episode with Brandel, do you think they're like low-key like foreshadowing? Because like they did only the POV when it's pointing at Faraday.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder. This episode is well before the variable. The variable coming very close to the end of this season. I wonder. It could be a little bit of foreshadowing.
Maybe.
Could be, certainly.
Hey, way to pay attention, Micah.
Yeah, look at that.
I wasn't.
It's all my college learning.
Lost card comes through, and we cut back to Desmond's sailboat. He promises Penny that he'll be done with all this island foolishness as soon as he delivers this message. He had this dream, but it was actually a memory because of the way that Dan was time traveling. He delivered. He changed Desmond's past, and now Desmond has this memory of a thing that receiving this message from Dan at the hatch, and so he's gonna try and fulfill that request. His friend Dan, he doesn't know Dan. Like well,
I think he feels some loyalty to the other people. Like he knows that there's other folks stuck there.
Dan's warning was essentially, you need to go talk to my mother to save everybody here,
right?
Not just me, Dan. Like, hey, do me this solid. I'm Dan. You're a good old pal, Dan. Like, everybody you left behind is in danger. You can save them. You can help them.
And he's only doing it for Hurley.
Right. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cut back to the island. Ellie asks Miles and Charlotte and Dan where the rest of their crew is. She asks, like, who's your leader? And Miles is like, him right there. Point at him. And he's like, I don't know where they are. We got separated. We were gonna meet here. Whatever.
He's got to be in charge. He's wearing a tie.
Yeah. Off of Daniel's lack of knowing where the rest of the group are, we cut to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Sawyer, Juliet, and Locke have two dudes in old-ass U.S. Army uniforms at gunpoint, and they're trying to figure out what to do. Locke recognizes the M1 Grand. He's like, this is like basically brand new. Like, they're trying to figure out what to do. They're like, Sawyer's like, well, we don't have any rope, so let's just kill him.
Yeah. Did the one actor kind of remind you of Andy Hardy?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
The one guy's shirt says Jones, which is Jughead's last name.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, I only bring it up because Andy Hardy's series of movies is what Archie's based on.
Neat.
I was waiting for the first one.
Yeah.
Not disappointed.
There's more. They don't get better.
Andy Hardy.
I don't know.
Lord almighty. The prisoners speak in Latin.
Ominous Dominus. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Spiritus Sancti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't matter what they say. The important thing is that they're trying secretly to communicate in front of their captors, and the one guy's like, shut up. And then Juliet's like, I know what they say. I speak Latin because they're others and I'm another. We're all others together. It's like,
listen, if Jack would have been here, which T2J never.
Yeah, T2J, infinite, yep.
If Jack would have been like, I would speak Latin, I would have thrown up in my shoes. Juliet does it, and I'm like, you're perfect.
Yeah, you're perfect.
Don't change.
Cut back to Dan's group. Dan observes one of their guards has bandages on his hands.
Yeah.
They're just kind of moving, mosey and whatever. And then they do the Miles dead zone thing. Miles scans a fresh grave and he's like, hey man, I just walked like no more than a month old. 3 dead U.S. soldiers. 4 dead U.S. soldiers. 3 of them got shot. One of them died of radiation poisoning.
Dude, what a cool gameplay mechanic. Like, I love the fact that we're on an island that is littered with corpses, and the one thing that Miles can do without having to add any special effects to the show is just tell you the facts about dead bodies.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great superpower to have.
Very cool. So that tips them off. It's like, okay, these people might not actually be the army. They might just be wearing the army's clothes.
That's how I feel sometimes.
They arrive at the other's camp. Richard is there.
Yeah, they do the big reveal. They got like the dark interior 10-shot, real low camera angle. Like, oh, is a baby Richard going to come out? And then big dick swinging Richard comes out in the same shirt he's been wearing for 100 years.
I got to tell you, though, if I had that shirt, I'd wear it all the time. That's a great shirt.
Great on him.
Cut to Oxford. Desmond rocks up to the university and heads into like the admin or the library. Kind of looks like he's in the library.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I need to talk to Daniel Faraday. And there's like, who? It's like, Daniel Faraday used to be a professor. And they're like, we never heard of him. That's not anybody that works here. You're crazy. Get out of here.
I had the same problem when I went back to Oshkosh. I needed a copy of my transcript. So like, we never heard of you. I'm like, I paid you $40,000. You better fucking hear me.
You're like, it's Jughead P. Russell.
Common spelling.
Did you look under Jughead P. Russell?
Try Jughead with a G. It's like the Jeff thing.
Geogghead.
Oh,
God.
Oh, that's the name of the episode.
I hate it. Desmond just goes snooping. He's like, all right, they're not helping me. I'm just going to go. Oh, hey, the fucking physics building. Hell yeah. He was a physician or a physicist or whatever. Maybe he's in here. I don't know. Finds a door that says, don't come in, fumigate. This door is full of poison. And Desmond's like, I'll probably be fine. I'm immune to magnets. Yeah. Crunch.
It's like also too, like there's people like talking in the hallway. No one heard that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he does kind of give it the old Scottish universal key. But then like it's the worst like wood breaking sound effect I've ever heard.
It's pretty great. It's a matter of fact, Dan's old lab, the maze, the mouse laser, all of it's all here. It's all, he finds a picture of Dan in his wig and Teresa, his girlfriend.
His fucking Cher blowout wig.
And a dude comes in, a guy, he's janitor.
Is he a janitor? Or like, is he like a secret agent? What was his deal?
I think he's supposed to be a janitor or like a maintenance guy or something.
But he's like kept in shadow almost the whole time. And I'm like, for a show that loves introducing new characters, we kind of, it's just janitor, you know?
He's like, don't touch that. He's like, why not? He's like, it's covered in mouse guts. I don't know. He doesn't really have a good reason as to why not to touch it. He's like, because I'm the one who had to move it.
Yeah, did you catch what he said about the rats? That he took them down to the incinerator to... Like, whoa, okay, bud, I get it. You don't do much at your janitor job, but you're doing too much right now.
He's like, I gotta take these mouse to the incinerator. They're covered in science. And they're like, just throw them in the dumpster, dude. Like, relax. No!
Hey, admins, let's all get together here. Oxford's got, like a 4.9 rating on Google reviews. We got a 3-star in here that said, I got a great degree, but the vents smell like dead rat. Anybody know
dead burning rat.
Anything about that? Why the incinerator would have dead rats in there?
Well, looking at you, maintenance guy. It's like, I have a name. It's like, what is it? It's like, I don't even know.
My brain was sent back in time.
Yeah, basically just warns him off. He's like, the guy who used to work in here was a big weirdo with mouse laser, and then he lasered a lady's brain, and now it's weird. And I would just fuck off if I were you. And Desmond's like, all right, consider me fucking off. That said, what'd you say about mouse lasering a girl?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting little clue there. Well, maybe I'll follow up on that since I am snooping. Cut to the others' camp. Dan and Charlotte and Miles are tied up. They put in this little tent. Dan speculates that the people who are impersonating the army think that they are the real army, and that it is in their vested interest to let them continue to think that they are the real army so that they can continue to do whatever and just wait out this current Flash, which is thousands of times longer than any other Flash in the show. They are here in 54 for the fucking longest time. Almost a whole episode.
I don't remember if it was this scene or it's one of the other scenes, but yeah, Miles gets a little snooty at one point, and Faraday's got to do the same thing he does with Charlotte, where like pulls him aside. He's like, your fucking attitude needs an adjustment. Yeah. Shut up.
They come in, Richard and Ellie, and he's just like, hey man, I know what's up. You've got a hydrogen bomb here.
You got bomb juice smells all over you.
Mm-hmm. And he's faking it, but it's like one of those video games where like you get clues and like then you can suss out the. He's like, I got 2 clues: bombs in the Pacific in 50s, radiation burns.
Yeah,
probably bomb here. Fucking give me my platinum trophy. Bam.
Achievement unlocked.
I did the episode Jughead with no hints. Suck it. And he's like, yeah, we got a bomb. You can't touch it. And he's like, I'll help you shut it off. It's all good. Like,
why? How do I know you're not on a super hell dive mission with the hell bomb backpack and you're just gonna blow us all up? And he's like, because that woman is the love of my life.
He'd really sell that though.
You got to do the Jeremy Davies whisper acting. That woman there is one of the people here I'm in love with. I'm in love with Miles.
I go for a chicken piccata.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute. I feel like we're getting off track here. And Richard's like, hell yeah, fucking, that's the power of love, baby.
Good enough for me. Go touch my bomb.
Sounds good. Ellie, escort him to the bomb, please.
I showed you my Jughead. Please respond.
Elsewhere, Sawyer, Juliet, Locke continue to escort prisoners.
They're talking, and Juliet's doing her best, like in Latin, to convince the prisoners to let them know where Richard is, or basically where's camp. She's like, I know Richard's there. I know who Richard is. Yeah. And she's speaking Latin. Sawyer and John are doing, what are you saying? What are you saying? Shut up and motherfucker.
Read the subtitles.
Right. That's what I do.
They're floating there right by your knee.
You know, she's like, listen, just tell us. She's doing a pretty good job selling it. And one of the guys is like, all right, fine. They're to the east. They're just a couple of kilometers that way until you hit the, and then young Widmore runs up and does the fucking karate ninja neck break.
Sneak attack.
It reminded me, do you guys ever see the Elektra movie when he just like breaks his own neck? Like, it was the same level of selling it.
Twist his head right off. Head fall off.
If he had been wearing a necktie, head not fall off.
This is fucking like the Great Escape up in here. Like, because he is so far. So Jones, Widmore, young Charles Widmore, aka Jones, is so far away from Cunningham that like when Cunningham's rattling off the directions, Jughead has to run over there and run to him. He's like, it's not just like he reaches over. He like jogs over to him, snaps his neck, and then just like bolts into the jungle, all while everybody else is like, oh shit, that's crazy. I can't believe I'm seeing that happen. Somebody should do something about it.
John draws the gun on him but doesn't shoot. And Sawyer's like, give me the gun. Fires one round and then just kind of gives up. And I'm like, you got 7 more, maybe 8 if you had one in the chamber, my dude. You can keep blasting. Yeah.
And we all know that Sawyer is a surgeon. He's fucking expert rated with handguns. He should be able to make this shot. The guy's not that far away. Like, he's got a little bit of concealment with the leaves and stuff like that. But like, he one-handed the polar bear way back in the day. This should be a cakewalk for him.
Well, he wasn't even around the corner when he came out. Like, he was still trucking through the open.
He's always shooting people with a pistol one-handed, though. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing with a rifle with 2 hands.
Maybe. You know. He's like, why didn't you shoot him? And Locke replies, he's one of my people.
Didn't like that. Like that.
Wait, Micah, did you think it was a race thing?
No. I knew what he was referring to, but it just was like, this fucking guy.
I just can't kill another white man.
Yeah, haven't we suffered enough?
Yeah, fucking Locke, he's been the leader of the others for about 25 minutes. He's never met this guy. Like, he's one of my people. If you knew who that was, you would have shot him. Like, he kind of...
Right, yeah, that's the thing, too. With that drop at the end, I'm like, oh, so the Locke's an even big...
Yeah, big whiff here, big whiff. Commercial, we cut to London. Desmond arrives at Teresa's home. Knocks on the door, and this lady comes to the door. She's like, what's up? He's like, I'm here to see Teresa... What's her face?
I'm here to see your hairdresser and slap them.
Thought it looked good.
See, blondes. I think it's the blonde thing, the Betty thing, and then this lady.
I was being sarcastic. It did look really bad.
Oh, you didn't like it? Yeah. I thought it was kind of, I thought it was a little whack too myself.
Speaking of beautiful women, there's an edition of Archie Comics called 50-Foot Veronica, which I might be back in on Archie now.
Yeah, that sounds like something I could get behind.
Yes, looks like I know what I'm doing tonight.
And she's got 50 of them? Oh, man.
I'm gonna come.
Alrighty. So yeah, she's like, "Come on in. My sister's in here. She needs a caretaker. She's on her."
No, he's like, "I'm here to see fucking what's her nuts," and she's like, "Oh, you're here? Oh yeah, yeah." Daniel Faraday sent me. Oh yeah. Come on, come on in
and see what Daniel Faraday wants. Yeah,
see his handiwork.
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was an underperformance though? Like she didn't actually seem that pissed off. Like
Right.
I thought, it was a confusing performance because I thought she was like, "Oh, Daniel Faraday's finally here to make up for what he did. Like this is part of Daniel Faraday's making amends here." Like that's what she sounded like when she first invited Desmond in, and then they got into the other room and she was like, "He didn't even tell you that this happened to her," and then that's when she then she got all indignant.
Yeah, sure. Conditions all over the place. Sometimes she thinks she's 3 years old. Sometimes she thinks Dad's here. Sometimes she thinks she's Fievel Mouskovich.
Yeah, Teresa, she got mouse lasered, and her mind seems to time travel. She puts up with the temporal displacement much better than everybody else because she's just been living with it since whenever it happened, whereas everybody else who's being temporarily displaced, their brains are slowly leaking out of their noses.
Hey, Adam, really good way of explaining that very succinctly.
Desmond's like, "This fucking sucks. This is a real bummer. I'm out of here.
This is rough.
I shouldn't have come. My bad. I'm out of here.
Laters."
And she's like, "Yeah, you get the fuck out of here. Charles Widmore's my best friend." And he's like, "What did you say?" She's like, "Charles Widmore was the guy who's paying for Daniel's research. And then after Daniel vaped my sister, Widmore's been paying for medical care. She's the only reason that we can pull any of this shit off." And Desmond's like, "Interesting. I wonder if I have a third place to go. I wonder if I received another clue."
Yeah.
in London.
I'm gonna put that in my quest notebook and see if my objective marker has been updated.
Is Spamalot still playing?
Right? Do I need to go to the West End?
He looks at Teresa's like IV bag or whatever, so they got fluids in her, and it's McClutchin just in a fucking IV bag. He's like, "Oh my god. First of all, that's cool. Second of all, how is she not invincible?"
Come back to the island. Ellie comes for Danny. She's like, "All right, I guess we're doing this." Richard's like, "Hey man, I just want you to know that I was forced to kill the army. They came here with their bombs and their guns, and I was like, you can't be here, man. This is a peaceful island." And they're like, "We're the army." And so I killed all of them and took their stuff.
And let me tell you, it's pretty dope stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty
Look
great.
at these tents. He's James Franco in Spring Breakers. Look at all my shit. Look at all my shit.
And Danny's like, "What do you mean you had to?" And he's like, I'm just following orders,
listen,
man. Somebody's you a chain of command. I got chain of command. Chain, man. Chain of command.
You get how it is.
Yeah, well,
Fucking
what's the
nerd.
20 questions? Go fix the bomb. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. This fucking Widmore comes running up. Young Widmore comes running up.
He run. Okay, so like the camp is like in the middle of this huge field.
It's massive.
And so like as they're talking, you can kind of see like Widmore just like running in from the horizon, and you might as well just see Locke and Sawyer and Juliet following him. Like that's how much open space there is around this thing. It's like, oh look, here comes Jones, and there's 3 people following him.
Yeah. And again, a nice little bit of direction in here, a little bit of writing, a little bit of director knowing what to do here. It's like, well, were you followed? He's like, nah, they're led by some old bald guy. And
Yeah, some sodding old man. You think he knows the island better than me? Well,
yeah, what do you think? He could track me? Cut to John Locke already at the camp.
Who did in fact know the island better than you?
I giggled earnestly at that little bit.
That was really good, actually. That was like the one shining moment for me in the episode. Was the cut, just like, oh, he doesn't know where he's going, and then just John Locke looking down at the camp.
just like Locke, just over his shoulder. It's like, oh, look at all this tents there.
Yeah, no one is hornier for this island than John Locke.
He just ran right, pretty much straight here, huh? Wow.
God damn.
God damn. Like, I would have bought that. Like, if you would have said earlier, like, Sawyer's like, why didn't you shoot him? It's like, we'll just follow him wherever he's going.
Yeah.
Sawyer's like, oh, shit. Yeah. Nice.
My people.
Yeah.
He's going to lead them to my people. Why don't you know where your people are if they're your people?
What do you mean, my people?
Do you want to have a funeral for your... Was this guy whose neck he broke your people? Should we bury your people?
My other.
Oh, Mike, did you say other with a hard R?
I did. You can do that. I'm half.
Jesus Christ.
Locke's like, all right, cool. I'm going to go down there and talk to Richards because Richards absolutely in there. Locke's like, Richards down there and he's going to tell us how to save. He's going to tell us how to save all of this, fix all of this. And Sawyer's like, okay, that's awesome. Cool. Faraday actually is going to save us, so I'm going to go save him because they see Ellie marching him off to the jungle at gunpoint. So he's like, I'm going to go save him. Locke's like, okay, fucking do that. There's 3 of us and we have two objectives. You do that, I'll do this. It'll be fine.
Cool. Like, I know mine is actionable. I know I need Faraday. You want to go hang out with Richard? Neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he turns to Juliet and he's like, what side are you going to pick? And she's like, what? What?
Yeah. It's perfect. Like, Elizabeth Mitchell says so much without saying anything. She just stares at him and she's like, all in that look, I can see her being like, this big dumb idiot.
you big putz. But
at least he's trying. He is trying to save our little necktie nerd friend.
Mm-hmm.
He is good looking. I might be able to fix him. Maybe. It's gonna be, when you're like looking to buy a fixer-upper house, you're like, this is a lot of work.
This will keep me busy though for just about 3 years. Cut over to Dan and Ellie. They're walking over there and they're just kind of yakking or whatever. But then like they arrive at the bomb.
Really pretty shot with the sun coming right over the mountain and all that. Hawaii's beautiful.
Ellie's onto him. She's like, you're not from the army. Like, the U.S. Army, 1 Chinese guy, 1 British guy, and you're the American army. This isn't fucking tracking.
You're the army, do 3 consecutive push-ups. He's like, do they have to be consecutive?
How many days?
So he's like, all right, we're here. We're at the bomb. It's shot kind of weird because like the 2 of them can clearly see the bomb.
Yeah.
Because again, the bomb tower is in like this clearing and they're in the clearing also. And so like they're having this conversation and then the audience gets to see the bomb. And then, so it's like, it's staged a little weird. I thought it was, but whatever. Yeah, it's this big wooden scaffolding thing and just a bomb just like hanging in there. It says Jughead on it.
It's about 50 Veronicas tall.
Don't tease me.
There's a commercial and we stay in this scene. Dan is inspecting it. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm bomb shit. Relax. And I was like, oh, is he going to open the trigger control panel? Because that's the only thing labeled on the bomb? No. Psych me out. Super good trick, Paul Zabusky and Rod Holcomb. You fucking got me.
Man, so many better names for a fucking bomb than Jughead. What
would you call the bomb?
Yeah.
Man, come back to me. I don't know. Joe Montaigne. If we're going with people's names.
Big Booms.
Ooh.
Big Booms. Oh, okay.
You know how there was Fat Man and Little Boy?
Yeah.
They could have had 50-foot Veronica and 25-foot Betty.
Oh, yeah. Have you been reading my fanfic?
There's a big crack in it and all the bomb juice is leaking out. It freaks him out. He's like, oh shit, this is actually like way worse than I thought it was going to be. We should actually... he climbs out. He's like, he goes over to Ellie and says, hey, do you have any lead or concrete? And she's like, we live in tents in the middle of the woods. Why would we have lead or concrete? And he's like, okay, fair enough. Dig a big hole, bury the bomb. Just do that. Everything will be fine. She's like, I thought you were going to disarm it. He's like, I don't have to. I'm from the future. The island's still here in the future. So it means no bad shit's going to happen with the bomb. Yeah. So bury it. Like, that's my advice. And I think you guys probably take it because later everything's fine.
Put it underground where it won't directly have radiation spewing on you, but it will poison your groundwater supply at some point.
Well, not only that, but he said it was unstable. So, like, couldn't it get more unstable and just like, the earth, the island shakes a bunch most of the time. So, like, I don't know. It was weird.
According to the technical directive of the script, yes, it's only going to get more unstable over time. According to reality, the bomb will become less effective if all the nuclear stuff is leaking out of it because
right. It needs the nuclear stuff to go nuclear.
Right. And so like it could turn into a dirty bomb and spread radioactive material all over, but it will not actually have a nuclear explosion.
Yeah, no fission.
I wonder if that's why women can't get pregnant on the island. Just a bunch of like radiation.
It was simple as that. They're like, yeah, everybody's wombs are just being irradiated because of the leaky ass Jughead.
Micah, very good theory.
That we put right under the barracks because that's where it is. They buried it. They put it in the temple under the barracks, and everybody's like, why does everybody have headaches and they're all fatigued and all the time?
Someone just takes out a Geiger counter and just goes, oh shit.
That's it. We cracked it. We got it. Fucking Micah, nicely done. We've answered the mystery as to why women have troubles with pregnancy. Radiation. There's a radioactive device underneath New Otherton. It's fucking up their shit.
It's not for Roentgen. It's 15,000.
If you're due for a checkup, it's like a chest X-ray. It's no big deal.
Faraday starts to talk a little bit about like, you know, yeah, I'm from the future, yada. And she points the gun at him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you think that's smart? Shoot the gun near the bomb." I wanted her to just walk 180 degrees around him in the other direction.
Would that actually cause it to go off though? Like shooting a bomb?
No.
Yeah.
In fact, it might just cause bomb parts to not function great, but no.
Yeah, she hits it directly in the trigger control panel, and the bomb is completely inert. Like, oh, I disarmed it. Look at me, Ellie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go abandon my kid now.
Sawyer and Juliet arrive. Drop the gun. You drop your gun.
How about we all drop our guns? Again, Juliet just being the voice of reason.
We're not enemies. We're not here to just everybody put your guns down. And then Ellie's like, are they from the future too? Sawyer's like, oh, you told her?
Very Hurley-esque.
Dude, again, I love that line because like, for her, she's going to be like, yeah, okay, fucking necktie over here says he's from the future.
Yeah.
He's clearly out of his mind.
Deranged.
And then for Sawyer to say that, you got to be like, wait. What? Huh?
So good. So good. Cut to London. Desmond just busts into Widmore's office.
Great security.
You can't go in there. What? I'm sorry, sir. He just burst right in. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Fucking bodyguard asleep on the couch. He stands up. Oh God. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Mr. Right. I'm sorry, Mr. Widmore.
You're here to specifically stop Scotsman from coming in here. You're also fired.
There's one person that's not allowed in this office, and you let him right in. He's like, it's fine. It's fine. Get out of here.
His office kind of sucks for like a guy who's supposed to be like infinitely wealthy.
It's probably like his backup office, or maybe he's broke because he faked that plane landing.
Oh, yeah.
He thought that faking the plane crash wouldn't be that expensive, but it turned out to be, and now he's got to downsize a little bit.
Yeah,
thanks Obama.
Desmond makes a pretty wild opening salvo with their negotiation. I'm not going to tell you a goddamn thing. You're going to answer all my questions, and then I'm leaving. And Charles is like, interesting.
If you'd have come into my office like that the first time, I would have been fine with you marrying my daughter.
We could have been friends. Why didn't you come in with this energy the first time we met?
Yeah. Can I pour you some McClutchin?
Where is Faraday's mother? You must know. Your fingers are all in that pie over there. Where is Faraday's mother? And he's like, tell me my daughter's safe. And Desmond's like, I just said I wasn't giving you any information. No answers. No. Where is she? Charles is like, all right. Guess you got me over a barrel here. What?
Have you read the Art of the Deal?
Yeah. Pulls out the fucking address book. He's like, all right, here, she's in Los Angeles. Here's her address. It's a church in Los Angeles.
She's going to be pissed.
Yeah, she fucking hates unannounced visitors.
She hates the Scots as much as I do.
But yeah, you'll be able to figure out where it is pretty easily. There's a lamppost in front of it, and you can hear the sound of a big creaky pendulum. Here you go. And Desmond's all right, thanks. See you never, dork. And Charlie's like, wait. Before you go, do that, and then just get out of this. This is old shit that you don't want to be involved in. Right. Take my daughter and get her out of this, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, thanks for the advice. Like I wasn't gonna do that anyway.
Right.
Bye.
Just I love Dez.
It's save for the logic of the actual content of the conversation. I did really like the scene.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cut back to 54. Locke limps into the camp. He's like, "Hey, Jacob sent me." And I'm like, Jacob who?
Yeah, you ever seen Above the Law with Steven Seagal? When he comes in, he's like, "I'm looking for Richie." That's all I can think of when he's like, "Where's Richard? I'm looking for Richard." I'm like, "Oh, we're so close."
That's right. Yeah, they're all like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, Richard comes out and he's like, "I'm John Locke." He's like, "Is that who the fuck is John Locke?"
And Locke's like, "Oh shit, I don't have a plan B. Oh no.
Jacob sent me? Jacob sent me. Jacob, in fact, sent me, and that's why I'm here. And that's all you need to know, Richard, if that is your real name. Cut to the boat. Desmond comes home, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a bust. It's all fucked up. I definitely didn't see your dad.
Yeah.
This was a bad idea. The whole thing, dream memories. Let's just go sailing. Let's just go back to the Philippines, see if we can't find that doctor, maybe get in a little card game. Like, it'll be good." And she's like, "You're lying to me. I can tell when you're lying.
You're too pretty to be good at lying."
And he's like, "Okay, yeah, no, I didn't find her. I know where she is, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I decided...
I don't want to get mixed up in more bullshit. We're so happy."
Yeah, "I've decided we're done with this. I will forget it." She's like, "What if you have another dream? I'll forget that one. What if you have another dream later? I'll forget that one too. I'll forget it all. I'll forget it." And she's like, "Oh, Desmond." You won't be able to forget this stuff.
Yeah. You only have dreams of two things: saving the folks in the island and Eva Longoria.
Don't we all, though?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So he tries to opt out, but Penny opts him in. It's like, you know what? Let's just do this. If we do this, maybe if we... Like, here's the thing. You're doing this little quest for Faraday. Go to Oxford, find Eloise, tell her the people on the island are in danger. You try to do that. Your quest objective got revised. Find Teresa. She'll know how to get you to Widmore. Widmore will get you to Eloise. You're one step away. Let's go to Los Angeles, go tell her, and then we'll be done.
You're on a sailboat. Gas is free, baby.
Let's just do it. Let's just do one thing. We can go to Los Angeles. We can hang out. Fucking Los Angeles is great. Sunny there all the time. 72 degrees year round. Fucking
Disneyland.
The Dodgers. Fucking...
That's a very short list.
The Dodgers don't hold a candle to the Mets, baby. Yeah, for two guys that live in fucking Los Angeles, you're really not selling it well.
Well, I was going to say the Kings, but nobody out there gives a fuck about hockey.
I mean, there's the traffic.
You didn't talk about tacos and weed. Come on, the most important thing.
That's true. I had Mexican today, and it was delicious. I fucking love the Mexican food in Los Angeles. Mike and I are not a great representation of Los Angeles sort of culture, because what was the first thing we started talking about when we started this call? The fucking public transit. Yeah, L.A., known for its trains. Yeah, fucking break.
I remember when you told me originally that you were starting to take the subway more. You're like, "It's great. No one else uses it."
I got the car all to myself. No traffic though.
There was, though. He slammed on those brakes. I'm sorry, but yeah.
The unfortunate part about that train that runs south of town too is that it's a surface level train, so it sometimes does have to stop at fucking red lights. It's like that defeats the entire purpose of having a train if it's got to stop at intersections, underground or elevated. Pick one, not on the road with the cars.
All right, I'm taking a hard stance. Fuck LA. There we go. Y'all heard it here first on the pod. Micah takes a stance against LA.
Fucking stupid. I hate the fucking Dodgers too.
I miss my home in Wisconsin.
Brew Crew, bring the lumber, baby.
This conversation is almost as interesting as the fact that Lena Dunham is currently writing a 4-part story for Archie Comics. However, she's admitted she now has some problems with the original series. It's like two really hot, intelligent women fighting over a redhead. Thanks, Lena Dunham.
That's a little fucked up.
If the sales of Archie Comics weren't good before, they're not going to be great after you get involved.
Thank you, JP.
Nicely
You're
done.
welcome.
Nicely done. Come back to 54. Locke tries to convince Richard that he is the leader. He's like, I'm the leader. You got to tell me how to get off the island. He's like, I'm not telling you how to get off the island. Why would you be the leader? He's like, take this compass. Give it to me the next time you see me. The next time you see me is going to be 38 years from now.
He's like, I gave you this? He's like, I've never seen this piece of shit before. Where'd you get this fucking cracker
Like,
jack?
I got it from you. It's crazy. It's one of those weird times. Like it says in Lost Pedia, the compass never exists. I have it to give it to you. You give it to me, and we never get it from anywhere else. It's weird.
Hey, I actually really love that, though.
It's so good.
Like,
it's like my favorite time travel thing in the show. Is
so fucking cool.
Bootstrap theory.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, I'm the leader. And he's like, our vetting process to be the leader starts at a very young age. And he's like, all right, well, what year is it? He's like, well, it's not 1954. And Locke's like, what? Okay. Anyway, I'm not born yet. 2 years from now, Tustin, California, a young man will be born named John Locke. He's going to have a real shitty life. He's going to be in and out of foster homes. He's going to work at a box factory. He's going to have a series of horrible wigs. He's leadership material. Go check it out, and then I'll be the leader in 2004-ish.
Also, if you're looking at people around that same time, I think my dad's born the same year I am. Go check him out as a baby.
God. He's like, but anyway, I might disappear here in a second, so just tell me how to get off the island. Some people escaped and I gotta get them back or whatever or something. I don't remember exactly the order of events anymore.
I don't know what we're up to.
But like, you gotta help me. If nothing else, I gotta stop this time skipping shit. So tell me how to do it. Richard's like, all right, this is how we. No, not right as he was about to tell me.
Son of a bitch. He does that, and like apparently they do just time travel, like they, because they stay in the same spot.
Yeah.
So then Sawyer and Juliet and fucking everybody's just hanging out there.
It's hilarious because like they zap away, the camp disappears, and you just see Miles and Charlotte who are tied up in the tent, just like over there.
Oh, hey.
It's like, oh shit. And then you turn the other way and you see Daniel and Sawyer walking back. It's like, oh shit, okay, cool.
Neat.
Daniel runs over to Charlotte and he's like, oh my god, my precious delicate
What's up,
porcelain
baby?
baby, are you okay?
Oh shit. Again, he's touching her hair and like her face. And It's like,
and she's like, actually, I'm really, really okay. Quit pawing at me. And then she collapses.
Yeah, she just
Thumps.
thud.
Leaking too. Blood coming out of her nose and whatnot.
Yeah, everywhere, out of everything. Mouth, face, every face orifice. It's gross. Lost. That's it. Jughead, baby. You, I know everybody out there has been champing at the bit to hear us talk about Jughead, and we have done it. We've
talked about none of the important things that.
And why is that? Is it because something important happened in this episode? Did we like it? Was it good? That's the first question we got to answer here on the post show. You can like something that sucks. You can hate something that rules. Micah, why don't you elucidate?
Please start us off.
Crack it on open. Let's see. Did you like it? Was it good?
I don't want to throw people under the bus, but the way that JP entered this to me was, this episode pisses me off super bad. Like, you're going to hear me rant and raving for 45 minutes this episode. And I was like, oh, snap, this must be something super crazy. And it was just meh.
Meh. Micah, give it a meh.
Give it in a meh.
Any particular standout moments that we didn't hit when we as we cruised through? We had a couple of jokes and a couple of decent camera cuts, but
I just don't get the idea of like using mice to test time travel. Like,
it's much better to test it on white women.
Or just, like how do you know that the mouse went back in time? Do you like?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, like because you can't be like you zap them and then it's like, hey mouse, what's Jesus like? All right, meh. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
JP, what do you think?
Man, I don't know. So, Archie cartoonist Bob Montana's 4 children were encouraged to dream up plot lines for the Archie series. They'd put their suggestions in a box in the kitchen. If Bob used one, the child who suggested it would get 25 cents.
Sick.
I'm so torn on this because I think the only reason this episode exists is so that we can have a nuclear bomb to use at the end of season 5. On paper, I hate this episode.
Sure.
There were a lot of moments in it that I did really like. I thought there was some really good camera stuff. I thought there was some very fun lines of dialogue, some good performance stuff. I don't think it was a good episode, but I think I did like it.
Okay, sure.
I don't know if that's fair to the episode. I think our conversation about like everything will be answered in Jughead, that's our fault for watching the show out of order. You know, so I don't know if it not being good is fair, but
and every time I mentioned something important happening in Jughead, I usually prefaced it with might. So I was like, it might happen in Jughead.
That's not on you. That's not on you. But yeah, I don't know. It's. I think if we were to, let me back up real quick. I know I'm ranting, but like for the fans watching chronologically, it probably would have been good. I don't know if from like a writing perspective, if it was the most effective use of time.
Sure.
Like it definitely feels like filler. And they're like, oh, and as long as we're filling, we'll introduce a nuclear bomb into the story.
Sure.
So, Adam.
I think watching this chronologically would be much better than watching it out of order. I think most of season 5 is like that just because of the time skipping. The show itself is already kind of random for the first half of season 5 until they actually stop the record skipping. So like it was already doing what we're doing. I think if you're watching it in order, it sets up a couple of little questions to be asking yourself as an audience member for the next few weeks. Like, oh, who is Charles Widmore? Or why is he in the army? Or like, who is Ellie? Or like, whatever. You know, it continues to, oh, Richard is ageless. Oh, you know, all this stuff that does get answered later, either in season 5 or in season 6. And I think that's neat. I think that, there's one reason why this episode takes place in 54, and that's the plausible reason that the United States Army was testing bombs in the South Pacific in the 50s, like after World War II. That makes sense as to how we got a hydrogen bomb here. Sure. All right. We need one for the end. We're going to use a hydrogen core to create / stop the incident. So we need one. I don't think you can shoehorn in the bomb into another episode. It's got to have its own episode. But this is there was a lot of walking around and yakking, and that's some of my least favorite stuff in Lost, where you're just walking around and yakking. So there was some cool stuff in it. The Claymore thing, that was great. A couple of good jokes. Yeah. Oh, you're from the future too. Oh, you told him? Like that joke, that little sequence there was up there with Hurley and Jin and Miles trying to convince Chang that they're not from the future. Like I love like goofy time travel dialogue like that. So I don't know. Like it's just this is one where I think the boring stuff outweighed the fun stuff, and so I'd have to give it like a below average, like a little bit less than a meh.
It's really hard to pin down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you guys will talk about, like, was it the idea that, like, can it stand on its own even if you're watching it out of order? And like, I think that's a good barometer for this episode, because like you can still do a story where you're introducing elements that are going to be an ongoing thing while still providing a story that's like engaging, and like you don't have to do homework to understand what's going on. And I think that's. I mean, like I said, like this is like the second episode that I've seen technically, and like the first thing I wrote in my notes is like, who are all these people?
Right.
Like,
and the 45-minute problem. The problem with Jughead is there's a bomb. Bury it. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't even defuse it. Like
that doesn't take 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
I like season 5 because we get to take breaks from it.
Which is buck wild, because we're almost done with it. I think we have 3 season 5 episodes left.
But the time skipping stuff, we haven't had to, like, if I had to tune in for
and watch this every week,
5-6 weeks in a row of these chuckle fucks just skipping through time, I would probably be furious. And I like timey-wimey shit, but not in this format. So yeah, it's interesting. You're
gonna hate This Place's Death.
Adam, you said it was just on the below side of average.
I'd call it a little less than average.
Just on the above side of average.
Sure.
So we're averaging at average.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. No Jack. Nice.
Yeah. Micah, you don't have to deal with Jack. That's great.
No Kate.
Oh, no Kate.
No Hurley though.
No. Yeah. Sadly, no Jin Center Hurley. So or Saeed.
No Saeed. No Goldie.
No Goldie.
He's always with us spiritually, though.
He's with us in our hearts every time. Well, let's pass us some awards then. Let's give us some laurels here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Lost MVP is your number 1 favorite thing, character, joke, concept, whatever. Just this 45 minutes, minus your memories, minus your context. Who's the MVP for Jughead? Mike, kick it off.
The joke, the the old guy's not going to know how to get through this junk. Like, I don't know. Like, it's cliche, but I love just a good cliche, well executed, and that was very well executed.
The cut from. Yeah, you think he knows the island better than me? How can he follow me?
It's just right up above the ridge.
Yeah,
which I can see, as you pointed out, like they're big open areas, so everyone can see them like just kind of sitting there.
So good.
The only way, if it would have been funnier, was if instead of cutting to him on the ridge, they just cut to him walking into the camp, going, "Richard, I need to see Richard."
Nice. All right. Yeah. JP.
Efren Salagna.
Sure.
Listen, he might have been up, he might have been down. He knew he had a duty to help someone in need. He had the tools. They were clean. He wore gloves. He delivered the baby successfully. We don't even know if, like, baby deliverance is his thing, you know? Like, he might be a podiatrist. I don't know. But kept his Hippocratic oath and did it, you know?
Yeah.
Good doctor's hard to find.
Probably went right back to that tent, threw some scratch on the table, had another drink.
Oh, yeah.
Just got back to it.
Yeah.
Bet the baby.
Adam. I think it's got to be the other joke. The "Are you from the future?" You told him, like that, like Ellie and Sawyer, their little like. Yeah, but Ellie and Sawyer and their banter.
Yeah.
Oh, are they from the future too? You told her.
Told her?
Stop.
Yeah, this is funny. I legitimately laughed out loud. Like,
yeah,
that was funny. Like, and then it was the end of the scene too. So like, you told her. Cut to the next thing. Like, bam. It was great. Yeah, I liked it. Cool. All right. Yeah,
all
some
right.
jokes, doctrine, perfect. Love it.
Crazy about it.
Sadly, we have to bring the temperature down a little bit here. Who's the lost forever? King Sucker Shit Mountain. Who's fucking up? Hacking it up, hacking their way through the episode like a big old hack.
Yep.
No context, memories, anything like that. Who is the lost forever for Jughead, Micah? What say you?
You go with young Whitmore.
Young Whitmore.
Like,
yeah, he sucks.
The whole reason he snapped his neck was to try to prevent him from finding the camp.
Yep.
And he literally led them right to the camp.
Yep.
So making that whole entire death just pointless.
Yep.
Big move, bro.
Sick. Yeah, real gross. Real gross, man. Yeah, all right. Young Whitmore. JP.
Archie.
You know what? You can...
Archie from Archie Comics, Archie?
Yes. The more I've learned about Archie via all this Googling I've been doing about what the fuck Jughead is, I hate Archie. I hate the concept. I don't understand if it's supposed to be silly or serious. What does he fill in the cultural zeitgeist? I don't know. I just don't like Archie.
All right, yeah.
That's it.
You can be a fucking hater.
Yeah,
an American classic like Archie.
It is an American classic.
Didn't sell that well, but the people who know, the real heads are out there.
I mean, they got a CW show. They probably did decent enough.
7 seasons. Like, fucking Luke Perry was in it.
It ran for 7 seasons.
Oddly enough, people compared it very, like they're like, this is a lot like Twin Peaks.
What?
And I'm like, that's why I bought the DVD. I was like, oh shit, really?
I thought it was just like a CW like romance.
Nah.
There's like dead people, zombies, and like some time travel.
There's a time jump because all the actors were getting so old that they were like, all right, this doesn't make sense for them to be high schoolers anymore. So they like jumped forward 7 years for like the last 2 seasons. So like they're adults. Like, yeah.
You guys are doing a better job selling this than you were Los Angeles, though. Adam.
Fucking Whitmore's bodyguard. That guy stinks at his job. Fucking half asleep at the switch. Like, I understand, like, you know, gold bricking and sloughing off if the boss isn't looking and paying attention. You're in the same room with him, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's one thing to be sitting in the guardhouse looking at a magazine or playing with your phone. Like, he can see you. He can see you fucking gold bricking. Like, you can't take a nap when you're in the same room as the guy you're protecting.
Listen, there's something to be said about the element of surprise. And this guy ain't up to snuff when it comes to trying to combat that.
Oh my god. All right, yeah. Young Whitmore, Archie from Archie Comics, Whitmore's bodyguard. A little spray there for all your Lost Forever needs. Micah.
Wow.
Thank you so much for coming on back to the show.
Thanks for putting up with me.
If y'all aren't following us on social media, first of all, I get it. Second of all, y'all need to go on there and look at Micah's Halloween costume. Micah's the first Lost on Lost cosplayer.
There have been 3 Lost on Lost Halloween costumes, and it's the 3 of us. And out of the 3 of us, Micah has the best one.
Oh, Micah dressed up as Pit Viper holding a katana sword. And you went to an airport?
Yeah.
How did you get into the airport dressed as a snake?
With a lot of looks, but I wasn't black, so they let me in pretty easily.
He's green.
Wow.
He's painted green. And so, yeah.
Holy shit. But yeah, if you want to see pictures of Micah's fucking insane costume, go onto our Instagram and go back to October, because it's fucking incredible.
So Micah, do you have any pluggables you want to make?
Do one. I do background on the side, and I got lucky enough to be on the Michael Jackson movie. So if you're watching the Michael Jackson movie when it comes out, look for a dude in a brown and black jumpsuit with a mustache, and yours truly.
Sick. Nice.
Well, Micah, thank you for coming back. This was as good as it could have gone. I feel better now than I did before we started.
And it was an absolute pleasure to have you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you're going to read that Predator versus Archie comic, right?
I'll read it tonight, sure.
There we go.
Excellent.
Well, if you become a convert, like you just like, guys, Archie.
He's going to record an addendum and we'll tack it on in post. It's like, hey, FYI, I'm fucking super into Archie now. I read Archie versus Predator and 50 Foot Veronica, and goddamn.
Adam.
Yeah.
What are we watching next time?
That's a great question. If you want to be lost with us, why don't you come on back in a couple of weeks? We're going to be watching another episode of Lost. An absolute banger. It's going to be season 4, episode 7. Jian. Sounds Korean. Our centric characters are Sun and Jin.
I had to put money on it. Oh.
Not Sawyer, huh?
Jian, centric character, Charles Widmore.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Yeah, Sun and Jin episode, cool. Jian, season 4, episode 7 of that season. Jake Mandel on the docket.
We haven't talked to Jake since Fallout, I don't think.
Yeah, coming in for a swan song. Gonna talk Jian with us. So come on back and check that out. I'm sure it's gonna be a blast.
Yes, looking forward to it. Well, cool. Well, Micah, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you as always.
Thank you.
And thank you out there to everyone for tuning in to another episode of Lost on Lost.
I'm Adam.
I'm JP.
Do you have any idea what's going on this show?
No.
Are you telling me Jughead didn't help?
Please clap.
Lost on Lost is produced and edited by me and JP.
We wish to acknowledge that we live, work, and produce our show on occupied land.
Burbank, California is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Tongva, Chumash, Kizh, and Fernandino Tataviam peoples.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miama, and Ho-Chunk peoples.
And Lost was produced in Hawaii on the lands of the Kanaka Maoli.
Visit native-land.ca to learn more about the land you live and work on.
You can engage with us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Lost on Lost 1.
You can also email us at wearelostonlost@gmail.com or support us with dollar monies at coffee.com/wearelostonlost.
Thanks to Lostpedia and its community of contributors, Danny Schmitz, random.org, and as always, you the listeners for tuning in.
We're hosted at Podbean. You can hear us there or wherever you get your podcasts, except MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Yet.